Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our March 11th school board meeting. If you would, please stand and pledge allegiance with me. And it's this way.
This happening, so we can all see it.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To start off tonight's meeting, we'd like to take a moment to honor and remember a beloved member of our Beech Grove City Schools family, Mr. Jeff Gregory. As a dedicated physical education teacher at the Beech Grove Middle School, Jeff was more than just an educator. He was a mentor, a coach, a source of encouragement and joy for our countless students and colleagues. His impact on our school community is immeasurable, and his absence will be deeply felt. We extend our deepest sympathies and love to his family, his friends, and all who had the privilege of knowing him. As we pause for a moment of silence, let us reflect on the kindness, dedication, and service that Jeff exemplified every day, and may we carry forward his legacy of care, compassion, in all we do. Please join me. Thank you.
Well, we're going to transition to part of our board meeting that I think Mr. Gregory would have absolutely adored if he was with us tonight, and that is the celebration of our Students of the Month. I'd like to welcome you all to our board meeting this evening. My name is Laura Hammock. I serve as the superintendent of the school district, and I'm going to help coordinate all things Student of the Month. So stick with me as I make my way over to the podium. So the school board, one of my most favorite things about Beech Grove is that the school board treasures the ability at a meeting to celebrate 5 students of the month, 1 student from each one of our schools. And I wanted to just take a minute to kind of tell you about what a big deal that is if you are a student of the month. So here in Beech Grove, we have almost 2,800 students in all of Beech Grove. 2,800. And tonight we're going to celebrate 5. So that means that you are very special indeed. Also wanted to mention that if you are one of the family members of one of our students that's being celebrated tonight, this didn't happen accidentally, right? Students of the Month don't just happen. Students of the Month are cultivated, and that's a result of great parenting, great families, and great folks around these students to be able to allow for them to thrive and grow and learn. So as your superintendent, I'm so proud of all of you. Congratulations. Tonight, we're going to have your building principal say a couple of wonderful things about you, and then you will get your star award. We'll take your picture. Then we'll have our athletes of the month, which we are equally proud of athletes. We adore our student athletes of the month. And then we will have time for photos, and then you'll be able to be dismissed while the board goes about the rest of their meeting tonight. As I understand it, we have even a couple of families who might be coming in here over the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. We'll just pivot if we need to, so it's all good. But we're going to get started, I believe, with Mr. Austin. Mr. Austin's going to celebrate. He's the first tonight. Just, you know what, we need to make Mr. Austin embarrassed. He is first tonight, and this is also a really important week for Mr. Austin. Yeah. What are you doing on Saturday?
Might be getting married.
Mr. Austin's getting married on Saturday. So, yes, that's exactly right. Mr. Garman will be marrying you. We hope it's legitimate. But very good. We're so happy for you. But now, tonight it's all about your student of the month. So, Mr. Austin.
Jacoby. Jacoby Enoch. So Jacoby has been recommended as the student of the month for Beech Grove High School from the math department, Mr. Bush as department chair, and also his math teacher, Mr. Reno. Here's some few kind words that were shared about Jacoby. Jacoby has shown extreme growth between the first semester and now. I want to share that Jacoby is a freshman. It's rare for a freshman to receive Student of the Month. And so that's an added layer of excellence. So thank you, Jacoby. His growth in terms of both his academic dedication and overall attitude in class has been fantastic up to this date. Jacoby often participates in group discussions, answers questions, both when he's called upon and also when he volunteers. And he always asks clarifying questions to lessons, assignments, and assessments. Jacoby's dedication to his studies, desire to learn, and to have a positive attitude have made him an absolute joy to have in class. It is my pleasure to recognize Jacoby as the Beech Grove High School Student of the Month. Let's grab the right one here. There you go.
So handsome. Wonderful. Next up, we'll ask Mr. Morgan from Beech Grove Middle School. Maybe not yet. On her way. Perfect. When she gets here, that's outstanding. And then we will go to Mrs. Potter at that would be South Grove Elementary. That's not the first time I've made that mistake. So glad to have it. Thanks.
And I would like to welcome Miss Skylar Evans up. Skylar, come on up. This is sweet Skylar, and she's a fourth grader at South Grove who was nominated by her homeroom teacher, Miss Jacobson. Miss Jacobson shared with us, "I'm so happy to have Skylar in my classroom this year. We opened this fourth grade class in January, and I don't know how I got so lucky to have Skylar join us. She's always respectful towards others and has an incredible work ethic. Skylar is up for anything and genuinely enjoys coming to school each day." Mr. Von Dilligan, our assistant principal, shared Skylar has a strong work ethic, and her ability to remain focused ensures she's a continued success. She's destined for greatness, and it's an honor to have her as part of our South Grove family. Mrs. Durst, our art teacher, shared, "I haven't known Skylar for long, but I can tell you she's one of a kind. She exemplifies the Hornet way by being respectful and responsible each day at South Grove. Skylar is an absolute joy to have in art class." And then it's my turn. So the first time that Skylar joined us, it stood out to me a lot because I introduced myself and she made eye contact, shook my hand, smiled, was very, very well spoken, which is not a skill that all fourth graders have. But Skylar sure did, and I was so proud of her. And then we went on to have a little conversation, and she shared with me something. Do you want to share it, or do you want me to share it? You want me to share it? You share? Oh, go for it.
In 2023, I made a book at the age of 8 years old.
She is a published author, ladies and gentlemen. Her book is called You Are Magic. It is available on Amazon.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I had a copy with me today, but I gave it to my niece for her birthday, so I don't have a copy. But you can purchase it on Amazon. And do you want to share what your book's about, or you want me to give them a little? Okay, go for it. See?
So, my book is about how you can do anything if you're a kid, if you're an adult, because why not? Why can't you just chase your dreams and do whatever you want?
Right? And here is Skylar Evans, our student of the month for South Grove. And I bet some people are going to buy her book, too.
Wow.
Here you go.
Introduced her to Mr.
Yeah.
All right, and next up we'll have Mr. Morgan from Beech Grove Middle School with his Student of the Month. Pictures?
All right, this is Kelly Locander. So Kelly was nominated by Mrs. Sutton, and Mrs. Sutton had a lot of kind words to say about you. So she says, Kelly is a quiet storm, kind, thoughtful, polite, hardworking, and an all-around amazing individual. She enters class each day with a positive mindset, ready to take on any challenge. With an open heart and a willingness to try new things, she consistently chooses the path of growth and learning over the easy way out. Kelly stands out not only for her kindness, but also for her unwavering commitment to excellence. Watching her approach her work with creativity and thoughtfulness is truly inspiring, and her presence brightens the classroom every day. As a member of our girls' basketball team, Kelly exemplifies the power of hard work, strong ethics, and a positive attitude, qualities that have propelled her towards success and greatness. It is a true privilege to have Kelly with us at Beech Grove Middle School. She embodies every quality of a true Hornet, and we are proud to support her on her journey. Congratulations, Kelly, for this well-deserved accomplishment.
Very good. And while we might be waiting for a couple more families for our Student of the Month celebration, we're going to transition to our Athletes of the Month with our Athletic Director, Mr. Garrett Daniel, who will be making those presentations. Absolutely. It's like a summer day.
That's right. It's kind of cold in here, though. But. All right. It's my pleasure. We'll go off with Mr. Williams and Dusty for wrestling. So. So Dusty was nominated by Coach Williams for significantly impacting Beech Grove Wrestling, both through his performance on the mat and the legacy he created within the program. As a two-time IHSA section runner-up, Dusty demonstrated exceptional skill, determination, and leadership to help elevate the team and inspire future generations of wrestlers at Beech Grove. I'll let Coach Williams say a few things.
No, it's been an honor to have Dusty with our program. He's one of the ones that you hate losing, but you know he's ready to move on to the next part of his life, next chapter. He is wrestled this past weekend at the 1A, 2A state. It's a club event, and it was held at Southmont on Sunday. He finished 5th out of almost 30 wrestlers, I believe. So it was a pretty good day. There was top talent from across the state of smaller schools, so he had a real good day there, and just continues to do what he's supposed to in school, and he's just an all-around great kid, great leader for our team. And you know, my son being a freshman really looks up to Dusty, so it was exciting to have him and have my son be around some of these seniors, especially Dusty. So we're truly going to miss him, and he definitely deserves this.
Dusty also did the roller plunge with us.
Dusty, what are your plans for after graduation? Perfect.
If you ever like pizza, though, his family, Bob's Two-Door Pizza, it's great stuff.
Nice. Yes, so good.
Yep, player of the week, for player of the game. Yep.
That's awesome.
All right, next up, swimming, Coach Bowser and Samantha Sargent. So Samantha was nominated for this reason. So Sam came in as a freshman this season, never having swam the 100 fly. She dropped over 15 seconds throughout the season and is only 9 seconds away from beating the record. She is always working hard and never missed practice. She is the team's most reliable member, both in and out of the water, and she's always cheering on her teammates and pushing herself in the water. So I'll let Coach Bowser say a few words as well.
What?
That's your thunder.
So Sam has done amazing coming in as a freshman. We are so excited that we still have 3 more years with her. She's been an amazing asset to the team. She has led this team not only in the water, winning, being the 100 fly conference champion, being 9 seconds away from it, but also on deck cheering on her teammates and academically as well. She is one of the highest on the team, holding a consistent 4.3 GPA throughout all of season. Coming in as a freshman, I think, is really amazing, and we cannot wait to see the leadership that she continues to grow and the skills that she continues to grow over the next 3 years.
Well, I'd like to just offer our sincere congratulations and thanks to all of you, both our athletes and our students of the month. We are going to take a break right now so that you can transition. We always like to say you are welcome to stay for the boring part of the meeting, but you are also not required to stay. We think it's pretty fun, but others not so much. So thank you so much for being here this evening. We are so proud of all of you. You are what makes our Hornet Hearts smile every day. So thanks for everything, and thanks for being here tonight. Well done. All right, we're going to take a little 5-minute break. continue with our meeting. And we are so excited to take a moment to celebrate one of our Students of the Month. Board members, you are aware that our Students of the Month, this is a very special honor. We have about 2,800 students that attend Beech Grove, and only 5 students a month are celebrated. And so tonight, we are celebrating a very special student from Central Intermediate School. I'm going to turn things over to Mr. Carr and 2 very special teachers who are going to introduce our Central Student of the Month.
Central's Student of the Month is Mr. Giovanni Hernandez, as we refer to as Gio. Gio does an absolutely fantastic job over at Central. He was nominated by 2 of his teachers, Ms. Truman and Mrs. Rogers. Gio is a brilliant math student and a wonderful artist. If you're lucky enough, you can catch a glimpse of some of the art that Gio does. He's amazing. And so I asked Ms. Truman if she would just say a few words about Gio.
And I was so excited. I said I could talk for half an hour. How much time do I have? So Gio is obviously an amazing mathematician. His mind is a wonderful thing, and he can explain math to the other students in ways that I, as the teacher, cannot. So he has grown so much this year in his confidence. He comes to the board, explains his math reasoning, and does so well at it. And he was above proficient on his iLearn test last year in math, and he's on schedule to be that again this year, which makes me very happy. He's made great growth in reading as well, and we attended a play last week. So they are reading A Midsummer Night's Dream, and the high school put on an amazing performance, and Giovanni enjoyed that. Did you like it? Yes, he liked it. But more importantly, I could stand up here all day and talk about how great he is at math. I really could. But I want to talk about how great he is socially. So this year has been a year of growth for Gio. He waves to everybody when they leave school, which is a big deal because he's making eye contact, doing all the things he should be doing. He handled a library transaction, which I didn't tell his mom about yet. He could not get books at the library because he had too many checked out. And the lady, the clerk, gave him his receipt. He handled it all by himself, talked through the whole thing, did a fabulous job. I was probably 20 feet away, so it was really, really great to see him be more independent and able to converse effectively with adults and peers. He's also made so many, he's persevered. How do you say that? Persevered. I don't know. I'm not a reading teacher. He's done so well just in his social growth with his peers and adults in the building. I mean, it's taken him a lot to gain our trust, I think I said that right. But he is so willing to talk to us now and share his thoughts and his feelings, and we just love him for it. So there you go.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Smart kid.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was really special. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations. Yay! So glad you're here. Oh, we're so proud of you, Gio. Congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. It's a really big deal. Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, that's certainly what it's all about right there, right? So lovely, so beautiful. We're going to continue on with our meeting. We do have a presentation tonight to kind of continue this sort of monthly series of different topics of importance that are taking place across the school district. Tonight, we thought that the board would be very interested in hearing from one of our favorite Hornets, Mr. Chad Mann. Chad, in Mr. Gerhardt's transition, helped swoop in. He had been working together with Mr. Gerhardt on all things safety. He has now taken the lead on these initiatives for us, and he has a couple of updates that we thought that you all would be interested in hearing about safety, as well as our attendance task force that has been a really heavy lift for you over the last year, and you've done an amazing job. So without further ado, we'll turn things over to Mr. Mann. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to be part of this evening's board meeting. I truly am excited to not only get to spend a little time with you, but also flash back to my third or fourth year teaching with Mr. Downard. And sitting right there, I want to say row 3, seat 2, somewhere right along there. So we reminisced on that a little bit. Like she said, my name's Chad Mann, and I have the fortune of getting to work with, as our state testing coordinator, as our one of our safe school specialists, and then also get the chance to work with the assistant principals. So I want to make sure that before I start, while I'm very excited to be here, the majority of the work was not done by me. It was done by the assistant principals, and they've really, really worked really hard to make their principals happy, and ultimately, hopefully, to make you guys happy as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about today's presentation. We're going to talk about some of the improvements we've made in school safety. We're going to talk about the growth of our attendance over the last 3 to 4 years. And ultimately, the big why on this is because if we can foster a safe academic space for our kids, we believe that will increase in attendance and then ultimately lead to some greater outcomes. So I want to take you back a little bit to 2021 and then work our way to present. So in 2021, we really started a heavy lift of ALICE and ALICE training for our staff and for our students. I am incredibly excited to let you know that right now every school is now practicing rally point drills, age appropriate with their kids on a situational basis. But we have every kid now that knows where a safe spot is to go in case we have a catastrophic event. And with the rally points, you'll notice in your packet, I've given you just one example. Every school has a reunification plan. I believe I gave you Central's. And this is a detailed reunification plan that we will use, like we did with the chemical issue at the high school a couple years ago. So we have plans in place, script for parents to read. We have in Skyward quick access databases for assistant principals to send out to parents so they know who the child's parent is, what the telephone number is to that parent. And all of this is behind the scenes because it's just like any insurance policy. We want to have it, but we never want to use it. So I am incredibly proud of the assistant principals for not only having valid rally point drills in their building, but also having this reunification plan in place. So it's a big piece to what we've done over the last couple years. We've increased our presence and partnership with BGPD. I told Lieutenant Rinks and every police officer that I see that comes by the school, you want a warm place to write a report, come on in. We'll get you a cup of coffee. We'd love to have your car out in the back parking lot. Love to have your car anywhere around the school, because when parents see police officers and kids see them in a friendly way, it just makes everyone feel more safe. And they've done a really nice job of helping with that and making sure that they are on premises just from time to time. And then the other thing I would like to point out is our security, our secured entry points. Dr. Hammock, I went to her a little over a year ago, and I said, is it okay if I ask the assistant principals to block out a 30-minute block of time every morning once the buses leave and the kids get dropped off, so they go to every door to check to make sure that door is secure? And she gave us that permission. So now what we have implemented is we've implemented safety walks with our assistant principals. When they can't do it, they have a designee do it. So every building, after those kids get there, every door is checked in that building to make sure that no door is open. That's the first layer, because then the next layer is, hey, if you guys leave, turn around and pull on that door, make sure it's closed. And if we can do that, we know we have a safe building for our kids all day long. Through this process, we have made a friend, and his name is Officer McGuire. Because now what he will do while we are checking the doors from the inside, if Officer McGuire is close by, he stops, parks his squad car, gets out, and walks the perimeter of the building and pulls on every door. And then he'll report back to the SRO if he found the door open. This has become a running competition among the assistant principals. Mr. Harris was in the lead at Central until recently. Sorry, Mr. Carr. I would like to say that Mr. Jones has now taken the lead at the middle school. Not that we're keeping track. Moving on, coming up to date, like I said, 2021, we just started. We are now staffed with a ALICE-trained person in each building who not only has been through the ALICE training, but can also teach that ALICE course. And so every school has an ALICE-trained presenter. And so what we are doing is we're starting to increase the amount of training that we're giving our teachers and our support staff. So we currently now have a training session when school begins. One of the teacher work days, we'll take a chunk of time and we'll have a refresher course. One day each semester. We also deliver professional development over ALICE as well to make sure that we're keeping up to date with the terminology, the lingo. And then what we found is the more that the teachers are willing to talk about it, the more comfortable they become. The more comfortable they become, the more willing to talk they will be to talk with their kids about it. And so it really just builds this culture of we're prepared, we're not scared. And then the other point I'd like to point out on this particular slide is we've generated what is called a crisis response team or a safe schools team. And we use that via Google Chat that runs through our school email. So at any point in time, one person sends out a message, it goes to the entire crisis response team so that everyone gets that same information. There's no telephone game, nothing along those lines. So if we have a bus situation, or I think one point in time we had a police involved situation at an apartment complex, buses couldn't get in. Misty sent out a chat over the Google Chat, the crisis response team. Everyone knew about it. So that really helps Mr. Morgan if it involves a central bus, knowing that those buses are coming to us. It streamlines a lot of things for us. And then this brings us up to what we're doing currently. This is, I'm telling you, one of the greatest things right here. We have our SROs that are teaching in every building. And we're starting at the second semester. Next year, we're going to start it one time each semester, first and second semester. So Officer Hartman, he's teaching a lesson at Hornet Park. Officer Parker and Zoe, he went through every student at South Grove, got an opportunity to teach them. Officer Reese will be working with Central and Middle School, talking about the dangers of vaping. And then Lieutenant Rinks will be working with the high school closer to prom time to talk about drinking and driving. While the lessons are great, what they're building with the kids is so much greater. The kids are coming up to, like you can see on the front cover of this, the kids are coming up to the police officers, they're wanting to talk to them. They're wanting to build relationships. And I think that's where our real safety comes in, because our kids are conditioned, if you see something, say something. And when they have those relationships, they're more willing to do that. And so it's really great to see them in the classroom. So that's kind of a little snapshot of where we are safety-wise. I have so much more, but I was told I only get 10 minutes with a 5-minute question-answer session. But now I'd like to shift gears to attendance, because this has been a really, really heavy lift for the assistant principals. As you know, we got mandated a new attendance policy that we had to follow. And as I started digging into the attendance policy, when I first read it, I thought, oh my goodness, is this really going to work? This is just more hoops for us to jump through. So I went back and I dug up some data. In 2021-2022, we ended the school year as a corporation with 89.79% attendance rate in Beech Grove. As of the 5th of March, 2024-2025, we're 92.48% in attendance. So 2021, we were 5.6% below the state average. We are currently 1.4 below the state average. And I can tell you, the assistant principals, their first goal is to get to the state average and then exceed the state average. And we've had that conversation several times. And so that brings us, well, how are we going to do that? Well, all of our assistant principals have been trained on the new software by the state that allows us, and again, you'll see this in your packet, that allows us to track attendance in a couple different ways. Number one, it allows us to look at the school year and then break it down by day so we can see hot topics or hot days where kids are gone or where kids are here, and we can find out why. Okay, what brought us to a 95% on this Thursday? Was it something that we need to offer a little bit more? If it was nachos, great. I'll bring them every day, you know. And then it also allows us to look at it at a week at a time. So we can kind of track this, I think, is more important when we start looking at kind of the cold and flu season and we look at state testing. It allows us to kind of see what is happening that maybe isn't wanting the kid to come to school, because we need to really work on getting them to school. Even if they don't feel the best or they're kind of on the fence, we need to make sure that's incentivized to them and they can see how important it is to our school that they're here. There we go. Am I there? Okay, we're back on track here. One of the, again in your packet, one of the things that the APs worked on to help with this process is we have a common attendance policy now. We took what the state mandated. We generated common letters from grades K through 12. So regardless if you have a child that is in kindergarten or a child that is in 12th grade, we have common 4, 7, 10, and 18-day letters that go out. They're just on a different letterhead. So we wanted to streamline that, so we're sending that consistent message to the parent. And we're working a lot with parent communication and engagement. The ways that we are trying to do this, and Mr. Von Dilligan has kind of led the way with this. He's been working with Mr. Brocious from the Marion County Prosecutor Office. He's overwhelmed. You can only imagine. They give one division all of attendance in the state of Indiana and Marion County, let alone how bad that is. But so Mr. Brocious works with the Marion County schools from the prosecutor's office. He's overwhelmed. But what he has allowed us to do is he's worked with Mr. Von Dilligan so that he can teach Mr. Von Dilligan, okay, here's when we want to call CPS. Here's when we want to send it to us. Here's when I would really like for you guys to do an SRO, home visit. And so Mr. Von Dilligan has started that, and he's kind of led that way with the other APs of we're going to get out, we're going to do home visits, we're going to call CPS. We're going to let the parents know that, hey, it's not me, it's the state that's making me call CPS. So if you want this to stop, get them here. You know, if you can't pick them up for an extra 15 minutes, we'll work something out. Let's get them to school. So he's done a really nice job with that. And then our goal as we transition into next year is early intervention for our at-risk students. So we got a bunch of data now, more data than we've ever had at in our hands. And we're going to start targeting those kids right out of the gate. So July, August, we're going to start reaching out to parents, finding out if they're not here, is this going to be a trend? If so, we need to get you in now so we can get a plan in place to get you to school. So those kind of wrap up the heavy lift of school safety and attendance. So just a few moments here to talk about our next steps and future goals. For improving attendance, we want to strengthen our partnerships with our families. We want conversations. We want phone calls with parents. We want to see them or have them see us at their doorstep going, your child means something to us. We want to identify and address attendance barriers early. Let's get on it in July. Let's get on it in August. And we want to further develop some incentive programs. So we want to look at some of those 95% days. What was special about that day? How can we incentivize to our kids that, hey, let's come here for 9 weeks. We make it 9 weeks every day. How can we celebrate that with you? For our Safe Schools next steps, we're going to continue to have ongoing staff training and student engagement. I call it the push from the bottom up, because as students make their way through Beech Grove City Schools, they are ALICE trained. And so we're going to build upon that. As they go from Hornet Park to South Grove to Central to the middle school to the high school, we need to build their capacity with ALICE so they're better prepared than ever if we have a catastrophic event. And there's nothing I want more than a kid come back to me after they graduate and say, Mr. Mann, you wasted a bunch of my time learning all this because we didn't have to use a thing. If that's the case, I take that as a win. Continued growth with our SROs in the classroom. Like I said, next year we're going to go to a lesson each semester. We're going to try to build those relationships. We're going to get them engaged, and we're going to get them doing exactly what they love, which is being around kids. We're going to expand security measures as needed, so we're going to continue to monitor problematic areas and address those through communication. And then Ms. Mara and Mr. Daniel are actually piloting something for us to build on our safety walks, and that's also in your packet. So what they have done is they've generated a Google sheet, so whenever they come back from their safety walk, they identify any trouble area, and then they generate action steps for that troubled area. That gets communicated to the appropriate people, whether it be Mr. Crouch, whether it be Mr. Daniel, or whoever needs to know about that so we can get that problem remedied. And then if they have an acting document or an active document, then they can always go back and look and say, okay, do I need to go back and check on this? So that is very quickly a snapshot of where we are, where we've been over the last few years. And I can't thank you enough, not only for your time and your support, but for allowing me to work in this capacity, because it has truly been a blessing to be able to work on this side of making kids safe and keeping them how they need to be kept. So, questions you guys have for me?
This is great.
Well,
Thank you so much for taking care of our kids, making sure they're safe. It's wonderful.
oh, you're more than welcome. It is truly a pleasure. I'm just glad I get to be the mouthpiece, because I'm telling you, the assistant principals, they are the heavy lifters. So, all right. No questions for me?
I wanted to say real quick, if I can, that I get the pleasure of working with Chad in this capacity. I've been to his school safety meetings regularly. I get to see the debriefs that we do after critical incidents. He's quick to give credit to a lot of people, and that credit's well-deserved, but he deserves a ton of credit, too. So thank you, Chad, for all you do.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you. Thank you. That one didn't go how I expected it to.
Don't be embarrassed. Great job.
So, no, I thank you guys. You guys are the ones that allow me to do it. So, if you ever need anything, please never hesitate to reach out. Although I'm more in other buildings now, I'm always at the middle school. Just remember that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. And I should have mentioned how lovely it is to have the beautiful Michelle Mann in the audience tonight. So Michelle, it's always nice to have you. You guys are quite the team. A gift to have you here tonight. Chad, thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was wonderful. I accidentally skipped public comment, so just in case you want.
Oh, yeah. Does anybody want any public?
Any
Miss
public-
Alford, was anybody signed up for public comment?
As a negative.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Let's move on to Mr. Garman.
Very good.
I'll start by just we're requesting approval for the personnel recommendations from February 7th, 2025 through March 6th of 2025. And then just a few updates, current job openings, and you can see a few of those have been on there for a while. I do think that Mr. Austin was successful in getting his language arts position filled today, so that was a real positive. Of course, that's for next school year, retiring teacher. You've seen the JROTC on there for a while now. We've been working on that since December. If you've ever navigated the Defense Department, it's a challenge. So there's about 3 people that we work with, and it's just kind of difficult to connect, and when we do, it seems like we get shifted to somebody else. So we'd submitted the paperwork for the transfer of Mr. Thornberry to the lead role back in early January, and have just kind of struggled to find someone to approve that, and so that we can move on to hire the assistant. We did recently get some information back that Mr. Thornberry actually helped us get, that the Department of Defense is in just a little bit of transition right now, a little unsure of what their roles are going to be, so that's probably causing it to be delayed some. So we're going to continue to work on getting that position filled.
Is that working through the Indiana National Guard or no?
It's all through they're all retired reserve, Army Reserve is who we work through. Is that what you have?
Well, I have a contact.
Couldn't hear you, I'm sorry.
I have a contact with Indiana National Guard, and I didn't know if that had any connection.
Yeah, we haven't typically dealt with them. It's all been through the reserve. So I think we have the right people. It's just I think they're a little unsure right now what kind of what's going on with with the program. So we'll get that worked out. A success story. We were able to hire. Math is a very difficult position to fill, and so. We were able to locate what we think is going to be a great math teacher at one of our job fairs at University of Indianapolis, and Mr. Austin got on that right away. And not only have we hired, I think, going to be a great math teacher for us, but we've already got him locked into coaching a couple sports, so that's a real positive. We did go to the Indiana University job fair today and made some connections with some more teachers that we hope will be. They're interested in being at Beech Grove, so hopefully we're going to be able to fill some positions with those. The current challenge is just, trying to reach out and locate and convince people that this is a great place to be. We're always looking for new strategies to do that. We don't have the resources sometimes, like maybe some of the bigger corporations, and I put in there that ZipRecruiter, I just had a meeting with them the other day, and to expand that platform is powerful, but it's $1,500 a month. So it's really cost prohibitive for us, and so we just continue to look for ways to connect and through universities and any avenue that we can. From transportation, we have a new driver that is being onboarded currently. So after spring break, they'll start. That means that we are all of our routes are filled with full-time drivers, and we also have a new sub-monitor that will be starting after spring break. So for the first time in a while, I feel like our transportation staff is filled. I just wanted to say big thanks to Misty and all of our drivers when we had the issue at the middle school with the water line break that was unexpected. The drivers stopped whatever they were doing, and they literally dropped everything to be in there to transport our kids in 2 waves. We had a group of students that were, I think all the 7th graders were going to the Children's Museum. So we didn't want to disrupt that. We really wanted them to be able to do that. The drivers were like, no problem, we'll come in and transport the first wave at 11:30 or 11, and then we'll transport the next wave at like 1:30. So we just want to thank the drivers for doing that and being in here when we needed them. Of course, current challenge is we're going to always continue to struggle to find drivers and bus monitors. Misty is in the process right now of collecting data from local corporations, which is powerful for us to know what are the benefits that they're offering, what is the pay rate that they're offering, so it just helps us remain competitive. School safety, we've heard from Chad, but it's provided me a couple of other things I think he's already went over. I'll just briefly say that the detailed reunification plans that he mentioned and the rallying points, all that stuff in place, and every school has that, which is great. But the cold temperatures have caused some issues with exterior doors that are sticking, so when they do those safety walks, that helps identify those too, and then we can refer those to maintenance and get those repaired. Food service, we started the grab and go breakfast model at Central. It's the same model we used at the middle school. I think it's been very successful. I don't know, Mr. Carr, if it's been working well, hopefully. And we invested some money in that so we could do that. I think it helps increase participation, but it also takes that burden of tracking off of the teachers, which can be not only burdensome for them, but also can be problematic for us when we get audited by the CACFP program. If we don't have everything perfect, they really scrutinize that. So I think this has been a really positive, and I'm glad to hear that's working well. Challenge for food service is just, continuing to the replacement of aging equipment. We have a couple refrigeration systems that need to be replaced, and they are incredibly expensive. So just managing that and making sure that we are budgeting for it and that we are able to continue to meet the needs that we have in our kitchens across the corporation. And again, I'll say Clara Lopez, our Chartwell's food service director, is amazing at help working with me to make sure that not only we identify what we need, but also helping me find the best pricing that's out there. And then finally, from the facilities, grounds, maintenance, again, a big thanks to Dale and Brent for dropping everything when the water line broke. The first time it broke, we were worried that it might break again, because oftentimes when lines are compromised, they're compromised somewhere else. And then when it broke again, we made that decision. We need to replace this entire line. Those guys are amazing. They will drop anything. They'll come here Saturdays, whatever it takes. And I just wanted to let them know publicly how much we appreciate both of them and all the work that they do. And then the current challenge, we are still in the final stages. I guess not really a challenge, but in the final stages of our custodial services contract. The committee is reviewing all the proposals. The good news is we had 10 companies that submitted proposals. So we're reviewing those now. We'll be scoring those on Friday. And then when we return from break, we'll set up interviews with our top 3 candidates that we like. Dr. Hammock's been doing a lot of work with her network to get references on who's doing the best job, and hopefully we can realize some savings maybe. But we want to make sure we're doing our due diligence and that we are being good stewards of our taxpayer money. So I think it was a good process after 5 years that we really needed to go through. So we'll see how that turns out. That's it.
Can I get a motion to approve the employment recommendations as listed?
I'll make a motion.
Janice? And is that Beth?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I believe we're at Dr. Hammock.
Right, absolutely. Just a couple of topics that are included in my report to the board that I thought would be helpful to bring out into our public meeting here. First, just to let you all know that we are continuing with our strategic planning work. Thank you, Tara, who just participated in our last full-day session just about a week or so ago. We are getting to the finish line with this work, and we are very excited to have a plan where we are intending to share the strategic plan draft with the board during a work session in May, sharing the strategic plan publicly in our actual regular meeting in June, and then sharing it with our public via the State of the Schools address, which will be taking place in July. So really looking forward to amplifying the work of the strategic planning team and ultimately using that work to continue to communicate monthly on the progress of those initiatives. What's really extraordinary and was quite an aha at the last meeting is that of the initiatives that are being proposed by the strategic planning team, every initiative is being satisfied through our Lilly Grant 3 or 2 proposal. So it's been really neat to see how resources can bring ideas and thoughts to life, and how Lilly is helping to advance that end. So our concept paper is due the first week of April, and then we will be invited to participate in the actual application at some point following that concept paper submission. Similarly, some very strong news through our refunding process, as well as the bond pursuit to which we find ourselves in this evening. The district needed to go through a review with Standard & Poor's. That is a standard practice whenever you are going through these processes, so that anyone who would be in the market for one of these sales would understand the financial integrity of the district that they are buying from. So we had a very long, very detailed update with S&P, And I'm just extremely pleased to share with you all that even though we've faced the financial challenges that we have faced, because of the good work that the board has allowed to support from our team, we are able to maintain our very strong credit rating, which allowed for us in our refunding, so we had the actual sale last week, we had identified a threshold of a $50,000 savings for the district, that we would not pursue the refunding unless that $50,000 threshold was met. I'm thrilled to share with the board and publicly that that refunding is going to realize over $200,000 in savings for the district. You'll recall that those are not dollars that we get to place into an account to spend, but rather those are dollars that we do not need to expend in payment. So that was an extraordinary sale, and very, very grateful that if we had not had the rating that we had with S&P, I'm quite confident that we wouldn't have had the sale that we did that day. So that was really, really wonderful news for us. Tonight we have two procedural actions for your consideration. First is to approve the void of stale dated checks. This is a process where if a certain time limit has been expended and the checks are still out there, the board needs to actually act on the voiding of those checks. They just can't sort of go off into nowhere. And then as well, we have an agreement that is correlated to our Central 9 Career Center, where they have updated their section regarding admission of students, and each district school board of the C9 Career Center is being asked to approve that language change. So just those two items tonight for your consideration, and then we'll move right into our project and our second preliminary determination hearing. So we'll just ask for your approval of those two items before we would do that.
Can I get a motion to approve the void of stale dated checks?
We have a question.
Go ahead.
There's two checks, I guess, on the list that, one's dated 2023 and one's dated 2024. They meet the date criteria? That's the only thing I wanted to know.
I had a question about that.
Yeah.
Do we have an obligation to hold those for a certain amount of time and then reissue them or send them to unclaimed property?
So the auditor, no, because the checks say December 31st, 2 years after it's written, it needs to be voided. The two that are 23 and 24 are wires, so something happened and I left those on there just because if it's a wire, something happened and it just didn't go out, because those are automatically posted versus
But we still have an obligation to pay that bill or wire?
So I don't know what that is, but I think they got paid, but not via wire. But yes, we would still owe that.
Okay.
But
And on the check as well, we still owe whoever we wrote the check to?
No. So the auditors, this is something I did not tackle when I first got here, but like every time I'm somewhere new, like it's the last thing on my list because I just wait. But yeah, if you'll look, most of these are wires, so something I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with the wires because those people would
Yeah.
call and ask us about it. But the checks, I think we have an obligation to.
The ones that are dated 12, 16, and 22 were all of the food service refunds that we did. So when the auditor just said if it says on the check December 31st, 2 years after, those need to come off the books.
Right, they just need to go to unclaimed property. But yeah, we still owe that obligation. We still owe those people. We don't
They
get
didn't
that money.
say send it. They didn't say. They just said to void them.
So the ones that
We can
are
look at it,
checked
but-
are off.
I mean, that's what they said to do with those. They didn't say to send it to unclaimed. Indiana unclaimed. You want me to find out?
You can look into that.
Yes, please, yeah, because we don't get to keep that money. It belongs to someone else. I mean, yeah, but the wires, somebody would have already called about those. Those have been reissued.
Yeah, I'll let you know what they say.
Would you like to delay the vote until next month when we can get clarity?
Can we put a contingency on it, or is that not something we do? I don't know.
Whatever you'd like to propose.
We could say we approve it tonight as long as we don't have any applications.
Yes, yeah, that'd be
Okay?
fine, yeah.
We just have to mark it up.
Yeah, yeah, thank you, thank you. I meant to ask that earlier and I forgot, so.
I wonder if it might not, I wonder if it might not be more clear if we just hold on this action until next month.
Mhm.
We can get that clarity and then the action would be clean.
Mhm.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Because there's no urgency.
No.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Can I get a motion to approve the updated agreement concerning the Area Career Technology Center?
I'll make said motion.
Brian?
I'll second.
April? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All right. Yes.
All right, the next only, let's start again. The next item on the agenda is for the board to hold a project and preliminary determination hearing on proposed construction projects. If you're interested in speaking at the hearing, please make sure you have signed in the sign-in sheet, which should include your name and address. After the presentation by the administrations and its advisors, there'll be an opportunity for the public to make comment about the projects. This is a specific hearing. We will ask that each person limit their comments to 3 minutes, and that topic be limited to the proposed projects under consideration. The notice of this preliminary determination hearing was established as legally required. The first preliminary determination hearing was held on February 11th of 2025. This time, I will ask Dr. Hammock to explain the purpose of this hearing.
Thank you. So pursuant to Indiana Code 20-26-7-37, before a school corporation may spend more than $1 million to build, repair, or alter a school building that will be financed by a lease or bonds, it must hold a public hearing at which explanations of the potential value of the project to the school corporation and community are given. Similarly, pursuant to Indiana Code 6-1.1-20-3.1, a school corporation with a certain debt service tax rate must hold 2 public hearings and adopt a resolution to preliminarily determine to issue bonds for a project. These public hearings and the consideration of resolutions are the very beginning of the legal process. The resolutions presented at this meeting establish the maximum financial terms for the proposed projects.
We will now hear from Dr. Hammock about the process of determining and communicating the projects to the community and the needs for the projects.
So as we continue our commitment to providing safe, well-maintained, and efficient learning environments for our students, I would like to take this opportunity to update the board on our process of determining and communicating the need for this important project for our community. Over the past several months, our leadership team has carefully assessed the district's most pressing facility and infrastructure needs. Through a thoughtful and data-informed process, we have identified key capital improvements necessary to ensure that our schools remain safe, functional, and well-equipped to serve students for years to come. This initiative is focused on responsible stewardship of our school facilities, prioritizing projects that enhance the longevity and safety of our buildings, transportation, and infrastructure. Planned improvements include roofing repairs and replacements, paving projects to maintain safe and accessible parking areas and roadways across our campuses, HVAC system upgrades to improve air quality, energy efficiency, and overall comfort in learning spaces, school bus purchases to provide safe, reliable transportation for our students, and other critical capital improvements that support the long-term sustainability of our district facilities. As you know, our approach to these projects is rooted in thoughtful planning and fiscal responsibility. We are committed to keeping our community informed and engaged throughout this process, ensuring transparency as we work to maintain and enhance our district's infrastructure. As required by law, the board held the first preliminary determination hearing at the February 11, 2025 meeting, and all notices have been published as required by law.
We will now hear from Dr. Hammock about how the proposed projects meets the needs as just described.
Ensuring safe, well-maintained learning environments is essential to the success of our students and staff. Many of our district's facilities require critical upgrades to support safety, accessibility, and overall building efficiency. Aging roofs, Worn paving, security systems, and outdated HVAC systems can create safety hazards and disrupt the learning experience. By addressing these infrastructure needs now, we can prevent costly emergency repairs, water line, and extend the life of our schools. Upgrading HVAC systems will improve air quality and climate control, ensuring classrooms remain comfortable and conducive to learning. Roof repairs and paving enhancements will enhance safety for students, staff, and visitors. Additionally, replacing aging school buses will support reliable and secure transportation for our students. These projects reflect our commitment to providing safe and high-quality learning environments where all students can thrive. We do expect these projects to be executed within 4 years.
We will now hear from Dr. Hemick about how the proposed projects will be financed, as well as information about the effect on the typical property taxpayer.
Yes. 15 seconds, sorry. So the school corporation plans to issue general obligation bonds totaling $2,465,000 with an estimated $2,290,000 available for project funding. These bonds will be repaid over a term of 5 years and 7 months. The issuance of these bonds will not exceed the district's remaining debt limitation, ensuring compliance with state funding regulations while allowing for necessary capital improvements. One of the most significant aspects of this financing strategy is its neutral impact on the property tax rate. The estimated increase over the 2025 non-exempt debt service tax rate is 0 cents, meaning that taxpayers will not see an increase in their property tax rates as a result of this project. This is possible because, number one, the assessed valuation of the district is stable and growing, allowing for careful debt structuring, and two, the debt repayment schedule aligns with existing obligations, ensuring minimal disruption to overall financial planning. As such, the proposed financing structure ensures that these critical projects can move forward without increasing the tax burden on local homeowners and businesses.
We will now open the public hearing. Remember, if you'd like to speak, please sign in on the sheet located with Ms. Alford.
Did anyone sign it?
Nobody signed it. All right.
So now you're going to go all the
Dr.
way
Hammond, could you please summarize the project resolution?
So the project resolution is required when the school is planning to spend more than $1 million on a given facility or type of work. It contains the estimated hard and soft construction costs and the cost of issuance, and it establishes the total project cost. It also contains the estimated tax impact.
Can I have a motion and a second to adopt the project resolution?
I'll make said motion.
Tara and Beth, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Dr. Hammond, could you please summarize the preliminary determination resolution?
Separate from the project resolution, the preliminary determination resolution is required when a school is planning to finance more than a certain amount for a given facility. It contains the total project cost, maximum annual payment and lease term, and other financial terms such as the estimated principal amount and tax impact.
Can I have a motion and a second to adopt the preliminary determination resolution?
I'll make a motion.
Janice and Beth, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Dr. Hammond, could you please summarize the reimbursement resolution?
The next resolution is a reimbursement resolution relating to the financing of the construction project. This resolution permits the school corporation to reimburse itself from bond proceeds for any cash which it might spend on the project prior to the closing on the bonds. It is required by federal tax law in order to preserve the school corporation's ability to reimburse itself.
I move to approve the reimbursement resolution. I'll second.
Beth and Brian, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Yep. So moving on to minutes and claims.
I will make a motion that we approve the minutes for February 11th, 25, and approve the claims for February 25.
I'll second.
April on both, Tara on the second. Gotcha. All those in favor on both?
Aye.
Oppose? Can I get a motion to approve the fundraisers?
Make a motion.
Janice? Second? Brian? All those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Can I get a motion to approve the overnight field trip?
I'll make a motion.
All right, Janice and April, do you want the second?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Community reports, anything?
I'll give a really brief update from last month.
Okay.
Full news, we have, the same week that we have this meeting, we have the C9 meeting, so it's kind of a busy monthly. But we did have our reorganization of the C9 board this last month. We voted the new president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and also the attorney as well. Out of all that, we also had the second reading as well, which we just approved to the school board of the change to the operations manual, as well, what's it called. Yeah, we didn't have a student month for March, but we did have one for February. It's Keely Corley, KJ Corley, from the criminal justice study. Yeah, so I think that was pretty much all that I had to offer for this last month, but yeah, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Board member superintendent success stories.
I don't have a success story necessarily, but a thank you and shout out to Mr. Austin. Mrs. Bush said the nicest things about you, and that she really appreciated you reaching out to her individually about the schedule change.
Yeah.
It will affect her directly, and I don't know if any other teachers, but I really like her. So,
She's wonderful.
But she had the nicest things to say about all of everyone at Beech Grove and how welcome she felt, and that she enjoyed her time very much and was very happy to be teaching again.
Can I get a motion to adjourn? Brian?
I'll second.
Janice, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned at 7:19.